Legend here, bringing you another video. I know it's been like, I think 17 years or something like that, but I have a treat for you guys today. So what you're looking at here is a Relinqushed Kaiju deck. That's right, Relinqushed Kaiju. Now, the original deck list did not come from me, but I have made some slight alterations to it. I've put my own personal touches on this deck. And yeah, you guys are gonna see this deck go toe-to-toe with Zodiacs, and actually kind of stomp. So, here we go, we're gonna do a rundown of the deck. Your main goal is to get this motherfucker right here out. This is Relinquish. Most people know what he does, but for those of you who don't, I'm gonna give you a basic rundown, because I'm not reading this fucking paragraph over here. Basically, what he does is, when you play him, you can take one of your opponent's monsters and equip it to this card. Now, it will take up a spell and trap card zone, so be careful with that. But this card gains all of the stats of that card. Well, the attack and defense stat of that card. And if this card is destroyed by battle, well, the equip card gets sent to the graveyard, not your boy Relinquish. So, some of you, I can already see, are putting the pieces together on what exactly this deck wants to accomplish. So, you have your Relinquish. You need to run 3 of these. There is no question. If anything in this deck, this is the last thing to change. Always run 3 Relinquish. And, we're gonna jump right to his ritual. Always run 3 Black Illusion rituals. I cannot stress this enough. If you have to make cuts anywhere, these are the last 2 places you need to make cuts. These 2 right here. This is just his ritual card. It's a regular ritual card, so not much to explain there. On to the rest of the monster lineup. We have fucking Relinqushed. Oh, this is basically, I feel like this was tailor-made to go in a Relinquished deck. It's a Karibo monster, so 300, 200, 1-star, Dark Fiend. But the thing is, it's its own draw engine. So, if this card was tributed, which yes, if you use him in a ritual, that does count as a tribute. If this card is tributed, draw a card. If a monster you control be destroyed by battle, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So that means you don't have to give up one of your equip monsters on Relinquished. You can just banish this guy from the graveyard. You don't have to waste the equipment that he has on him at the moment. Okay, so I feel like for sure that this is a 3 of. I would not run less than 3 unless you just don't have the card, or you really want to run some other gimmicky little bullshit in here. I would definitely run 3. Next up, we have Manju of the 10,000 Hands. Now, this card's fucking expensive. If you're gonna make a cut, I honestly feel like you should make it here, because it will cut the cost of the deck a lot, and there's another card we're gonna talk about later that does the same job that he does, but better. The only pro with this guy, as opposed to his spell counterpart, is that he can count towards the tribute if you need to. So, okay, what he does is, when this card's normal or flip summon, you add 1 ritual monster card, or 1 ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. So, it's kind of slow, because you do have to waste your normal summon, because it has to be a normal or flip summon, so you have to waste that normal summon on this guy. It's slow, it's clunky, but goddamn is it it's efficient. It's definitely efficient. If you're gonna make cuts, make it here. Take 1 or 2 out. I wouldn't take all 3 out unless you were just dead set on not paying $14 a card. I would at least keep 1. But, moving on, we have the Kaiju lineup. Now, the Kaiju lineup for this deck is pretty simple. It's the 3 level 8 Kaijus. I think there's 1 more level 8, but I picked these 3 for a purpose. First off, you have Dogaren, or whatever the fuck his name is, the Mad Flame Kaiju. Don't really care about their effects, just care about their attack. 3,000, and then you have Mothra here, which is 27, and then you have Gamma Seal, the local bitch boy, the one that all the other kaijus like to beat up on. Obviously we run Gamma Seal to give to our opponents if we don't have a Relinquish. However, Mothra and Dogaran are not always bad choices. Sometimes you want to give your opponent Dogaran. I say that because if you have a Relinquish and a Black Illusion Ritual in hand, give your opponent Dogaran, you give yourself Mothra, then you play Relinquish, you take their Dogaran, attach it to your Relinquished, and you're swinging for 5,700 into their probably nothing, because you've just taken everything they have. The Kaiju engine's pretty basic. You know, if you don't have Relinquish, give them Gamma Seal. If you do have Relinquish, give them the biggest thing that you can find, and then take it with Relinquish. That's pretty much what they're in. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why'd you choose the level 8s? Some people might say, oh, well, Blue Eyes could abuse this. If you give it to them, they might be able to exceed out or something. Well, we run 3 copies of Trade-In. A lot of times, you will find that you have one too many Kaijus in hand, because we are running 9 of them. So, with this beautiful fucking card, pitch one to the grave, which isn't a bad thing, and draw 2 cards. This is our Pot of Greed right here. This is what we're gonna be... This is what's gonna help our deck function, basically. I would not run less than 3 of these. Also, I would not run any... I wouldn't really change the Kaiju lineup. I've tried it with a bunch of different Kaijus. This is the Kaiju lineup you need to stick with. I'm telling... You can try it with different Kaijus. It's not going to be as efficient. You're not going to get as good results. And that being said, definitely run 3 trade-ins. They're cheap. They're easy to find. There's no reason you should cut trade-ins. It just... Honestly, it cuts your deck number by 6. You're basically cutting 6 cards out of your deck with these 3 cards right here. So, incredible card. Next up, we have Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Now, as of recording this video, this card is at 2. If it's at 3, run it at 3. I can't stress that enough. This card's fucking stupid. Whoever designed this card was on crack or something. Okay, so if you don't know what this card does, because I just found out not too long ago. The first line of text, destroy as many monsters on the field as possible. So you know it's gonna be fucking good. And then it says, then special summon in attack position 2 Kaiju monsters with different names from your deck. 1 on each side of the field. So 1 on your side, 1 on your opponent's. They must attack and cannot change their battle position. If able, during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Kaiju monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber per turn. Okay, so, let me run this down for you. This card, there's a reason it's a 2, by the way. This card basically nukes the board. You put a Kaiju on either side, so, you know, depending on your hand, you either give your opponent the big one or the small one. And, I've actually done it to where I've thrown Gamma Seal on their side of the field, throw Dogaran on my side of the field, and then fucking compulsed their Gamma Seal right back into my hand, used Trade-In, drew into Relinquushed. They had, I forgot what I did from there, but it was crazy. It was Combo City. This card allows for combo after combo, and then its graveyard effect is just a cherry on top. Okay, you pitch this from the graveyard to the banish zone, put a Kaiju in your hand. If you need to play a Kaiju to get over something your opponent has, you pop the Kaiju on their field. If you need to fucking pitch it for trade-in to get some more cards in your hand, you pitch it for trade-in. It's a stupid card. I personally think that Interrupted Kaiju Slumber should be at 1. But while it's at 2, we're gonna abuse the fuck out of it. Alright, next card. Pre-Preparation of Rites. Absolutely essential. This card is fucking essential. Again, this is another card that I would never run below 3. Unless it gets hit by a ban list, because that's likely. It's a very powerful card. Always, always, always run this at 3. Add 1 ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. And add 1 ritual monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand whose name is listed on that ritual spell card. Okay, so if you have a Relinquushed, a lot of the times what you'll find yourself doing, if you don't have the Karibo in hand, is you'll find yourself having to tribute a Relinquushed to play a Relinquushed. Like, you'll have 2 Relinquushed in hand and 1 Dark Illusion Ritual. So you'll pitch the Relinquushed from hand to play the other Relinquushed. Then you can play this son of a bitch, get a fucking Dark Illusion Ritual from your deck, and then pull that Relinquushed out of the grave. So you just reloaded your hand with another Relinquushed. This card is stupid strong. It's amazing in this deck. I can't stress enough, run 3. Preparation of Rites. So add to your hand 1 level 7 or lower ritual monster from your deck. Then you can add to your hand 1 ritual spell card from your graveyard. Basically the opposite of pre-preparation of rites. It's the opposite. You get to add the spell from your graveyard to your hand, the monster from your deck. I mean, yeah, it's at 1 for a reason. It's powerful, but because it's at 1, it's just not as good as pre-prep. It being at 1 limits it, really. But definitely run it. Like, don't not run this card. But you're just not gonna, it's not gonna have as much of an influence over your games as pre-prep will. I run 1 Galaxy Cyclone. And the reason because, I mean, you don't have a lot of room in here for back row hate. So the reason I'll run 1 Galaxy Cyclone is because it's reusable. You can use it twice, which is, it saves space, basically. It's very compact. Some people will take 1 strike out and put more back row hate, like Twin Twister or something. That's completely fine. I understand that. This deck does struggle a bit with back row. But I find Galaxy Cyclone works perfectly fine, because again, it is reusable. You do get to pop 1 thing, and then next turn pop another thing that's face up. So, I've never had too much trouble with back row when I have Galaxy Cyclone. Running it at 1, you're not going to see it a whole lot, so there is that, but it's one of those things that this deck is gonna have trouble with no matter what you do. So it's up to you. If you wanna make cuts and put some more back row hate, go for it. Raigeki, I mean, just in case you get in over your head, maybe they have some kind of spell that stopped you from taking back the Kaiju or something, and it's just an out. It's just a way to stop your opponent from completely shutting you out. Maybe they've made too many gains too quick, and 1 Relinquish isn't gonna do it. Yeah, run it. I mean, if you're gonna make a cut, I would honestly cut this, because again, Relinquish does kind of take things. So if you Raigeki a field, your Relinquish in hand is gonna be useless, because it's not gonna have anything to take that turn. So, I mean, it's hit or miss running, but it has saved my ass a couple of times, so I don't regret it. Next up, we have 2 Dimensional Barriers. This card is... this card's fucking funny. I run it. Zodiac, hate, you know... It's very... stally. It makes it to where your opponent can't go completely off in 1 turn, which... again, this deck does have problems with. If your opponent has too much advantage too quickly, you just really can't catch up. So, this card kind of stops that, which is a really, really important thing. This deck's gonna need consistency like that. So I run 2 of these. You can run 1 or 3. Maybe change Raigeki for this. It's up to you. Really, the trap and spell lineup, besides a couple of cards, are really loose, and you can make changes to them. 1 Compulse. Fucking hilarious card when you summon a Kaiju to their side of the field and bounce it back to your hand and trade it in for 2 cards. Hilarious. I fucking love this card. I really run this card in almost every deck I play, to be real. A lot of people are going to say it's not that great, but there's a reason it's at 1. If anyone tells you it's not good, or you shouldn't run it, remind them that it's at 1 for a reason. This card's fucking broke. It can completely stop plays. It can shut your opponent down for a turn. You can steal Kaiju's back. Run this card. I would not cut this card. But again, it's up to you. One Upstart Goblin just to cut down on the deck, because we really don't need all these cards. I mean, shit, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 draw cards, so... And these draw for 2, so... I mean, it's a really small deck. We really don't need 40, so that's why I put these in here. 3 strikes, because your opponent might try some cheeky shit, and... This shuts that down. It makes sure your opponent doesn't get too much advantage, and... We have 1 Solemn Warning for the same reason. You want your opponent to have advantage in the beginning. You don't want your opponent to start with nothing. And that's hard for a lot of people to understand, which I feel like, oh, this deck doesn't have as much play is because people don't get that. With this deck, you don't want your opponent not to have advantage. You want them to have that little bit of advantage, but so you can take it. You want your opponent to get something huge. Let them have one huge-ass fucking monster out there. And then take it with Relinquish, you know? Or if it's too big, tribute it with a Kaiju. I mean, this deck is the ultimate shutdown. This deck's very good about telling your opponent, no, you're getting too big, stop it. You know, it definitely punishes your opponent for its stinging plays. Which is fucking great. I mean, because especially with the meta we're in right now, where you have these huge boards turn 1, like, this deck punishes that so hard. Which is why I think it's a very good rogue deck, and I feel like you could probably top a couple of regionals with this thing. But, let's go ahead and hop into this gameplay, because I'm gonna show you guys a couple of Zodiac, games. It's gonna be great. Let's hop into this fucking gameplay. Okay, so, first one we have is Relinqushed versus Zoo Beast. So, this is the Zodiac Beast deck my opponent's playing. Here, we're gonna swap sides to see my side. Okay, so, I believe he won the coin flip, but he chose to go first for some reason, like, okay. Oh, okay, so he's playing Zoo Fire Fist, I think. Yeah, Fire Formation, Fire Fist. So, what I did here was what you should do here. I pre-prepped, got my Relinquish, got my 1000, or Black Illusion Ritual, summoned Mothra to his side of the field, used my Karibo, drew a card, summoned Relinquish. This is what you really want your first turns to look like. Got my Dogara out, took his Mothra with my Relinquish, and then hit him up for 5,700. This deck does have the potential to OTK, it's just very hard. Because, again, unless your opponent has a lot of advantage, you're having to rely on your Kaiju to give yourself that advantage. Which isn't impossible, but it's difficult. So, here, I believe he goes into... He overlays into something. I forgot what he overlaid into. Yeah, Bullhorn. He overlaid into Bullhorn, see. He chose Beast, yeah, he got his Beast Warrior. I think this is the... No, he left it in attack. I think this is the part where Raigeki, maybe? No, I pre-prep again and then take his, because I didn't read the ability right, so I thought he had 2,500 attack. So I just wound up taking a 0/0 with this Relinquish, which is fine. I get to draw a card. But I just wound up taking a 0/0, but I leave his board open, and, you know, game over. I mean, Dogaran rolls him over. So that was the first replay. And now let's go to the second one. Oh shit. Hold on, I have to get back to it. We'll go to the second one now, because this is... I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like when, this deck kinda bricks. I don't want to say bricks, because it didn't really brick, but I didn't have a very good hand. So here we go. Okay, yeah, I have interrupted Kaiju Slumber, thankfully, but I go first, and I also have 0 monsters in hand. So I just lay 2 and pass. I laid a compulsion Dimension Barrier. So I think I activate Dimension Barrier this turn, because I know he was about to go off and overlay. So I just stop that. Stop the XYZ summoning right there. I think he just plays Ram and Throwblade and then attacks into me. I was going to activate Compulse, but I thought better of it in case I had trouble next turn. I do think I activate Slumber here. I think I draw into... Let's see what I draw into. Yeah, so I activate Slumber here just to clear his board and get Dogarian on my field, and yeah. And okay, here's where I compulse the Gamma Seal and then trade in. I'm gonna compulse the Gamma Seal. Yep. And then I'm going to trade in, I believe trade in the Gamma Seal. I'm just trying to get to a Relinqushed or something. I get to pre-prep, so I go for pre-prep, but I don't have anything to tribute for it. So I just run over his Throughblade and pass. So kind of disappointed I couldn't pull anything to sack for Relinquish, but that's okay. Looking at his hand, he doesn't, you know, he tried to overextend first turn, and it kind of bit him in the ass. So I think I go for pre-prep here. No, okay, Kaiju Slumber get Gamma Seal, because I don't know what his face down is. I go for pre-prep, get a Relinquish. I think Gamma Seal him, summon Relinquish, steal Gamma Seal, equip to Relinquish, and then hit him up for 52, and then pass, I think. Yeah. So we hit him for 52 and pass. Again, this wasn't a very good hand to open with, and this set's still doing great against a very competitive deck. So he's going to, I think he summoned something. Oh no, he's gonna go for another overlay here. But I do have the strike back here, so I just didn't want anything to go off, so I stop his play mid-combo. You know, and just kind of in the game, honestly. After that, there was really nothing he could do. So I just kind of swing into him, I think. I don't even think I do anything else. I just swing into him with Dogaran and end it. Yep. So, that's how the deck looks. And again, this is versus a Zodiac build. So, you know, the deck that I was playing was definitely not a deck to be trifled with. It was definitely a very competitive deck, and this deck still just kind of ran over it. Again, this is a very punishy deck. If your opponent tries to overextend, they will be punished. They will not... No. There's too much counter. There's too many ways that I can get around it. There's too many ways I can counter it. I can pulse it. I can Dimensional Bury them. I can Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning them. I can interrupt a Kaiju Slumber. I can summon a Kaiju to their field. I can Relinquish them. I can Galaxy Cyclone them. You know, there are just too many outs to too many different things in this deck for a lot of decks to even really compete with. So guys, tell me what you think. I really enjoy this deck. Tell me if you like this format. If you like seeing deck profiles and reviews on my channel, I will definitely do more. I love this kind of work. I love doing this kind of video where I talk about my favorite decks and builds. If you guys have any suggestions for this build, maybe a couple of pet cards that you think would be good in here, or cards that you tried out that had moderate success, tell me about it, because I would love to make changes to this deck. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe and share this video with all of your Yu-Gi-Oh! Loving friends, because, hey, let's get that channel out there. Maybe grow a little bit. Anyways, guys, this has been Legend Conductor. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day.